Well guys, it's time for another supermarket challenge, and fingers crossed I'll show you 3 different baits that you probably might not have caught fish on yourself personally. Some guys will have. Let us know in the comments page, have you caught on these 3 baits on the same day, on the same hook, in the same swim, or have you got an idea on other baits that are great from supermarkets? I'm going to give it a go here. First I'm going to have a cook up. And no, it's not for me, it's for the fish. Going to be putting the brolly up, guys. There's a bit of a breeze that's going to come up, and this camera's not great for sound, so for the time being, if I'm having a cook up, I need no wind. Oh, well, suspense is over, so I'm going to be using a Growers Harvest farm grown new potatoes for fish. Yes, they like potatoes. You can mash it up as ground bait, you can put it with your ground bait, or like we did 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 65 years ago, I was using that. That was a common garden parboiled, that means part boiled potato, about a bit smaller than a golf ball, a small one. You would cook them up, parboil them, you would have a size 2 carp hook, you would thread a needle through for your fishing line on it, pull it out the other end, take the needle off, not a needle, it was actually like a crochet needle you could use as well, tie your hook on there, and then cut a crust pad, a square like this, of the crust end of a loaf, put the hook in and out of that, and the crust pad would sit here, the line comes down here, the hook's here, you pull it all into the potato like this. We would free line that. Sometimes we'd have a link ledger on it if it was, you know, near lilies or something like that. We didn't want them to cart it off too far. We were fishing for wild carp in a place called Tundry Pond, and do they call it poaching? Some people call it poaching. What signs? We were kids, we cycled there, so I suppose that's an arrestable offence, cycling and fishing at the same time. But listen guys, late 50s, early 1960s, we were all doing pretty well what we wanted to do out in the countryside. We were all outside. Parboiled potatoes at this place, Tundry Pond, and indeed loads of places for big carp. Big carp then would be 15, sounds stupid doesn't it? 10 to 15, wild carp, no, a lot smaller, probably, in fairness, £5 average. In fact, my very first carp was a wild carp from Tundry Pond, fishing all night with my mate, bikes there, sat under an old umbrella with a piece of tarp over it, a couple of old heron indicators, which were buzzers, about the first ones ever I think they were. I remember the first 2 takes, as I knew nothing, I was feeling the line, thinking they're tugging at it, what should I do? So obviously I lost about 3, and after a while I just had it locked up, hit it, and I got my first carp. I might even be able to dig a picture out. If I do, I'll stick it up somewhere. It's not a pretty sight, because all the rage then, and I laugh at it now, camouflage, full camouflage, and long hair. Now Graeme, why would you have camouflage and all this green stuff on, and it's important at night, it's dark? I know it's crackers now, I know it's crackers. But anyhow, there's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to parboil the potatoes. But wait for this, my other bait, I've got 3 baits. 3 baits I'm going to be using. And the other one is, some of you know and will have used this one. Some of you won't have used the other one. Macaroni cheese. Well, they like macaroni, and we all know fish like cheese. There's the kettle, away we go. They all like cheese. So I'm going to try some of that and rinse it off as well. And then I'm going to be using the third supermarket bait, sweet and sour pot noodle. So that's what the kettle's for, that's what the boiling water's for. We'll see what we can do with this. Will I be eating it? Yeah, I might be actually, I might be. Right, here we go. Give it a good old stir around. I think I'm going to be eating this one. Stir. Save that gas, Graeme. Price might go up, get more money for it. I'm actually guessing that there's not too many people that have caught anything on a sweet and sour pot noodle. It's going nicely, wants a little bit more water. And then I've got some water that I'm going to just pour, well, this is working away. Oh, it smells really nice. I haven't put the sweet and sour in it yet. Don't tell the wife, will you, that I sample this in a minute. I'm going to put the sweet and sour in a second. I'm just going to knock the potatoes out. They'll have water with them as well. Probably cut them in halves or little segments, just small pieces. Baited up by some lilies here. There's another swing just up the right there. Be trying that. And as always, I take all my litter home. It does annoy me when people, you know, leave all their litter around. Fishing line, bits of fishing line. You know, I don't know. If you drop it, pick it up. It's quite easy, isn't it? It's very, very easy. Watch me spill this. Oh. It's leaked. Bear with me. Now, they come in their own water. Oh, that's a perfect one there. Before it gets too hot. That was the size we use for carp. And we have bigger carp as well, using that. There's a perfect size of size 2 carp hook and a crash pad. And my God, could you cast those and ping them a long way. If I said 70 yards, potato, nothing else on the line. There we go. I'll put a tad more, well, I won't need it. So, I've got sweet and sour pot noodles, boiled potatoes and macaroni cheese, and my wife's given me a sandwich. Let's get this on the boil, or the simmer, In goes the sweet and sour. Blimey, they don't give you much, do they? And you know these things are really hot. Basically, you just pour boiling water in there, so they do say let it stand. Better get this in the water. Very, very bad news trying to use this stuff as bait. It's the sweet and sour that does it. Stop it, Graeme, stop it. For the tin of macaroni cheese, you can leave it and rinse it all out. You can use it as it is. Never get the lid off. Put that there for the rubbish. Or you can rinse it all off, maybe in a landing net or in a bait tin, something like that. I'll show you what it looks like when I've rinsed it. Right, the potatoes are just coming up to the simmer. I've got to give them about 5 minutes, that's all. I'm just going to push a fork into them, test how soft they are. They're ready you can eat them cold, you know. Get my bait tin, just bosh in. Bit of a fiddle to get out. That's it, save the tin. Do you know why I keep the tins? To wash them out and we go plinking with them with an air rifle. It's a bit of fun. And the other thing I do, if you bend that oval like that, just squeeze it oval, you'll find you can drop the lid in there. And all your other rubbish. So easy to take stuff home. So I've got it in there, it's soaked up a bit. I'm just rinsing through it like this. Obviously, if you did heat it up, this is just all soft pasta, that's all it is. I'm going to rinse that off. I'm going to do it in the margins, and trust me, just for the juice. They'll probably come snuffling in the margins for it. There we go, the spuds are on the go. We give them 5 minutes, and just gently, you can drain this off. They will come in for that, trust me. Oh yeah, they're soft. And don't forget, when you turn it off like this, obviously the water's boiling, they are still very hot. Like that. See, I can just, yeah, I can cut this into any size I want. I'll let those cool off a bit, and then we'll get cracking and throw some of this macaroni in first. I'm going to try buy some lilies over here on the left. And then what I will do is get some of the pot noodle out there as well. Some of the potatoes out there, so I've got 2 little swims to bounce between. And then I could just rotate baits, and we'll see if we get a fish on each of these baits. Here you see that's the macaroni all washed off. There is, oh God. It's the smell. There's the pot noodle. And there are the potatoes cooling off. I drained them off. Because we're only going for smaller carp, I can scissor these potatoes up small. Or you can use a knife, whatever takes your fancy. They can go a lot smaller. And I've been looking for a regular match size carp, 3 to 5 pounds, just to prove the point that more supermarket baits are out there that you can actually catch fish on. It's all a bit of fun. Potatoes always used. Look in the old books, guys. All the old books. Carp fishing, the original old carp books. Parboiled potato was the go-to for a decent big carp, i.e. 10, 15s, maybe a 20 if you're lucky. Or you can crumble it with your hands. First out of the traps. A float, shot, hook is, I don't know, about a 12 I suppose, something like that. I think I've got to use I think I've got to use the pot noodle first, because I know I'm going to eat it. So there's enough weight there, and it's good for smaller fish as well. Little strips, spaghetti, long narrow bits. That's been used for a long time, spaghetti. So let's get a piece of pot noodle on the hook and I'll show you. Now, a bit fiddly to get on the hook, but you find yourself a piece like a sort of little long worm there, if you can see that. Just thread it round the hook, and I'm going to throw some in the margins. I'm pretty sure there's carp down there now. I can see mud coming up, and we'll see if they take sweet and sour pot noodle. Oh, I'm spilling it. Right. They're actually swirling on the dry bits. I'm just in the mud. The float barely settled. Oh my God, to think I actually ate most of that. Sweet and sour. Oh my God. You want sort of half a length of one, really, you know. The long ones, I think they just pull on the end of it and you miss a bite. Float settled. Carp are digging around there, I know they're digging around. Floats drifting like this where the fish are swirling. It's not a bite, but it's just pulling it around. Oh, there we go. Sweet and sour carp. Not bad fish. I thought it was £2. It's not. And the other thing you want to do is make sure you kneel in the sweet and sour bits that you spilt on the pontoon. Wow. Sounds like you've got a big rubber band. Nice comment. There we go, folks. And there we go, people. Common carp. Good fish, let's get it back. I've got a bit more to go in. Watch this, boys. Fish digging around there all the time. Like a sort of ghosty colour, this one. Well, if it's a koi carp, that's why he likes the sweet and sour. You come from the right country, didn't you? Oh, it's a lovely marked one. Right. And this one's worth a look at, people. Look at the tail on that thing. That is a sweet and sour tail, if ever I saw it. And for holding that way, you see all the markings on his back. Well, I'm so pleased. The sweet and sour, look at the fins, the pectorals on it. It is some giant shabunkin, is that what they call those? Look at the tail on that. I'll come a bit closer, you guys can see it. Who knows what that one is? On the comments page, I'll show the head. It's definitely some form of koi crossed with a helicopter wings or something. Well, I don't think I've caught one of those before. Obviously I could keep going with the pot noodle for as long as the pot noodle lasts and for as long as I can stop eating it. Let's get some of these potatoes in. Probably, given the size of the fish, whoops, about that size. And of course, this will be an illustration because it's sweet and sour's got flavour to it. Potato's got potato flavour. And you can, this is lovely, I could eat this now, this potato. You can crumble this up quite small when it's getting cool. Almost cracked potato. I think the foodie's called it. Oh, I'll have mine with some cracked potato, please. You don't have mashed potato, mate? Oh no, it's got to be just gently cracked like that. Cracked. I know who's cracked. Now I've got to do a bigger hook for this. Might get a bigger fish. My cracked potato with sea bass and Finnegan dressing or something. God, I don't know what's wrong with beans on toast myself. Mind you, the pot noodle tasted all right. Right, that's enough in there. I'm going to put another hook on and we'll see if we can't get something on that. Huh. I did 60 years ago, so no reason why I shouldn't get one now. The go-to bait of yesteryear for carpers, for big carpers. Okay, nearly organised, different hook size. I see mud and swirls down there. I'm cutting the spud in a smaller segment. I'm just going to push the point into the bait because it's soft. Let's get you behind me, we can see it. In fact, tell you what guys, I wonder if I can guesstimate where it's going to go if I try and judge. There's a leaf down there which you might see, and I'll try and go near that. Let's have a little test for you. So it should just be resting on the bottom. We're on. We're on. Spud's on again. I don't know which one this is, a mirror, a common, not sure. Let's see if we can get him out. It's not bad. Not bad little common, this one. Easy. Fat one. Quite a fat one, people. Just nilled in the potato and the pot noodle now. So the wife's going to think I'm totally clueless, can't even get food in his mouth. Common carp, just look, average match carp guys, all we're talking, just average match carp. But the difference being on potato, cracked potato. One more and we're going to try the third bait. Well, the wind's coming up a bit guys, so it'll be in the microphone, unfortunately. Still got some pot noodles got to go in there. We're looking for that float to just zip away. There we go. It's either a bigger fish or it's failed. I don't think it's any big fish in here, unfortunately. He's peeling me right out, this one, for sure, failed. Still a decent size, it was fouled up. I think he might be hooked in the wedding department, you know? The way he's going off didn't feel right. He's still halfway decent size to... No, he's hooked in the mouth. What a scrapper. What a scrapper. Oh, he's way bigger. Oh, wow. There you go. It's me saying we used to use potato for the bigger carp, and there's the bigger carp. Well, well, well. I won't be giving him the kiss of life though. Yeah, much bigger. I can't say I'll show you his best side, I'm not sure he's got one. But that's a nice carp and on a piece of potato. One bait to go. There we go. Let's get him back in the water. In fact, I'll put him back up here because I want my last bait to work, otherwise I'm going to look a little bit stupid. Gone. Right, down to the last bait. Macaroni cheese. We're not going to have any trouble hooking that at all. Let's get some in first. Give the boys a bit of din-dins. A little bit of a different flavour for them. They've had a right meal, haven't they? Good Lord. The different flavours they're getting and tastes. And they're not going to look at maggots again, are they, after this? I can tell by the mud coming up, they are loving it. Don't waste that one, Graeme. Off we go. Rag. So this one, macaroni cheese, piece of soft squishy macaroni is curved, so you can use a tiny piece or you can use a great big ka-chunking piece like that. The actual main size that it comes out of the tin. In we go with it. Well, just sit as you are. You'll soon know if I hook one. No, I won't, because the float's tangled. There we go, it's settled. I think, to be honest, being white and soft, if I fished it on the surface a foot or so below, I think they'd be having it just under the surface. Or slow sinking, and you could touch ledger for them. You don't have to have the float. You can sit here at this range, margin fishing, you could touch ledger. I've got the float marching away like this, and I'm fairly sure their mouth then gone, what is this? Taking little bits floating off the surface, and I've got that one. And there we go. I did say don't go away, didn't I? If I swivel that around, you should be able to see something there. Gosh, another one that's going nuts, you know. In. Oh. There we go. We flick water all over the lens. Some of the macaroni cheese. And why not finish off with a couple of teaspoons of sweet and sour. In we go. Float's going down, guys. I don't know if you're going to see that. I'm going to point at it with the rod and hope right by the tip of the rod, just to the left of the tip of the rod. You see the float just bumping and twitching, and there we are. They're liking the old macaroni. See what he is. Smaller one. But listen, all good fun on supermarket baits. I'm thinking I'm catching, if I wasn't filming, I'd be catching as fast, if not faster, than using standard baits. And there we are. One more fish, and I think we've proved our point. think that's gone. And spat out. Been down so many times on netting fish out, the old knees are going. Small common. Proof of the pudding is in the macaroni cheese. It's got to be one last cast. I don't know that one. The fish are going so nuts. I know, like a fish ago, I said that's the last one. Well, this will have to be the last one. Because I have another job filming up at another lake. Just a couple of hours filming up there. And I'm late now. Common. Now, you must have seen me cast out and hook up there and net. I don't think you'd catch any faster on what are called regular baits, do you? Oh, well there you go, people. I'm going to go back in this ditch in a minute. Bit of fun, isn't it? Supermarket baits, give them a go. It's not, I'll tell you what, it's really good fishing anyway. On this bait, so that's potatoes, parboiled potatoes, macaroni cheese, and pot noodles. Has the man gone mad? And you saw it on camera, I caught on all three. Give them a go. The supermarket's got loads of different food that's, you know, all usable for fish. It's not just bread and sweet corn like we all use. There's other stuff worth experimenting with and giving it a try. You don't know. Look at this. Macaroni cheese. My goodness me. For margin fishing, they're loving that. So we'll see you in the next film. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. Don't forget to hit that notification bell in case I put a midweek special one up, which I have been doing. And go and see Mike's channel, TA Outdoors, see what he's up to. There's always something different. Sometimes I'm with him, sometimes I'm not. As a helicopter will come in, I'm going to cut out now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next film. Well, there you go. You can have some enjoyment and you can have a bit of a laugh fishing with different type of bait, can't you? From the supermarket. It's not really about the cost. Oh, you can save yourself some money, and of course you can, because some of those baits go a long way, but it's just doing something different, thinking outside the box. Something I did think of, that sweet and sour. If you look at some of the shots here, the fish were really going for it. Is sweet and sour the way to go? Possibly, yes. There's already a bait out there, a boilie or something sweet and sour, I don't know, but it might be worth finding a packet of sweet and sour sauce, mix it in with a bit of ground bait, then keeping some of that and bake it as a paste, dipping it in the sweet and sour and trying it. I'm just throwing it out there. I dare say somebody's tried it. There's not much new in fishing, is there? But the main thing is, don't take it all so seriously, people. It just shows you that the fish will take a huge variety of different baits. An experiment, thank the Lord, it worked. At my age, I know it works. I've tried most of the stuff anyway. Listen, comments page, let us know any weird and wacky baits that we haven't shown here and that you've had success, some success on. Anyway, off I go again. It's on the random section where I pop over to one of the city rivers, have a look at that. Beautiful clear chalk stream, well, fairly clear chalk stream rivers. It is clear compared with a lot of the other rivers I go to. And went into an old mill. It's just something different. Some of you people might not have seen it before. I mean, even in amongst all that churning, lovely clear water, you can see over the back there 2 circular stones. I guess that's for grinding the flour that came out of the inside of this mill here. There's some fishing there too, but no fishing sign, I guess. So there's the inside of the old mill. Obviously it's been sort of modernised at the back. I think it's a cafe or something. But that's where the saying comes from, more grist to the mill. No, I don't know actually what it means, but still, it sounds good. And this was all working. You see all the cogs there. I mean, it's amazing when you think of the engineering that went into small cogs turning big cogs, that type of thing, which is how it works. Beautiful structural roof up there. Looks like a lot of original timbers in there. And just outside you can see through the LED lights, it looks like it must be the original LED light glass there. In amongst the houses there is the river churning down there. So if you look at the pace of it, you can see why years and years ago this was a designated area to put a working mill. There's a sack of flour up there, or whatever. I imagine that's where they moved them in and out. I imagine all of the original brickwork, but the timbers and the structures up there, I guess all renovated. Modern bit here. It looks like a modern bit there. Not quite sure what the bell's for. I guess it's when a sack is filled up, it rings a bell or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Anybody who knows about mills, look at this piece. This is one of the original old metal-toothed working parts of the mill there. So they're probably a couple of 100 years old, I don't know. And there's the paddle wheel. You can see sections of the original paddle wheel put together in a sort of museum-like way. And I don't know, oak, what do you think, people? Paddle wheel people, please tell us. Oak, I reckon. Otherwise it would just rot away in the water, wouldn't it? And of course the friction of the water going over it. So that's the sort of main area there. But just moving outside, this was the bit that I found really interesting. Now going through the back here, look, you think, oh, there's a little area there. But it's a little jungle at the back. I can't describe it as anything other than a sort of tropical jungle, which I find strange in Hampshire. If you look, I'm walking around here.
No, you come behind me, all right.
Obviously don't throw yourself in, that's what the sign means. There's the grill there, you can see that we should block rubbish coming down, bushes, trees, weed, that sort of thing. Because don't forget, that will block up the paddle wheel from years ago. Moving closer in, there it looks like one of the original paddle wheels, or the original paddle wheel with what looks like, yes, good old-fashioned pallet wood holding the water away from it and blocked up there with sandbags. So that would be the working area there, the working wheels, I'm guessing. And there's a net at the top. Now I'm not sure, is that to stop birds flying in there? I don't know. Bats nesting? Pigeons going in there? And there is a walkway which you'd have to stand on, obviously, to clear rubbish away from the the mill house keeper would clear the grills there. Now look, here's this peculiar little garden that's in between. I can't describe it, it's not very wide. But really, really lush tropical plants growing there. It's a lovely little spot. Banana leaves, I imagine these. Huge, absolutely huge. Tiny, narrow, overgrown path. And you just follow it down there. It's like a sort of voyage of discovery there. And why all these plants should grow this vigorously so close, I can imagine, is it because it's close to the water and there is moisture always in the air? check out the pace of the river going down. You can almost see it's going downhill straight into the mill. So moving further upstream, carefully moving between these giant leaves there. Huge things, look. You just creep underneath them. There's like houses either side, which I find strange. Beautiful coloured flowers. A nice place to sit and read a fishing book. You can see there. There's a little iron bench there, wrought iron bench seat there. So I'll work my way up through the garden, admiring the plants. And there is a side shoot of the river there. So I'm going to sort of call that almost, would that be the main river going all the way down? But if you look where this tropical garden thing is built, if I walk further up, you can see this ground actually comes to a point. You just walk along the path. I'm not actually trampling down somebody's garden. There is a footpath going through here. Now look, as I push my way through, see it come to a V, to a point. Now I believe that's to split the river to the left and the right. There, you can see it better there. I'm obviously looking for trout. So it splits the current to go down towards the mill, which will be as I look at it there on the left, and down to the right, possibly for the surplus water to be run off, you know, to reduce the pressure or adjust it, I don't know. It's strange, it's in the middle of a city, look at it. Just something a little bit different. And you know me, get the camera out, it goes where I go, and if I can find something different for you people out there, and I believe this is something different. I've never been to this spot before. Only very small, but as I say, a nice place to sit and read a book. I don't know who maintains the gardens. Hats off to them. It's, you know, really, really well kept. And as I say, I feel it is the moisture in the air, being in close proximity to the river, that does it. Just thought that'd be something different for you people to have a look at. But that's the mill, that's the actual mill area that I was in there. But I did take a walk with the one further downstream to see what else was about. And you can see in the town there's a slower pace there. There will be small trout in there. Grayling, be mostly small trout, small grayling. And there is what was left of this area. Look. The only visible section of the city's Roman wall remains. It was completed in the 3rd century AD, and what looks like a heap of rubble there is an ancient Roman wall. So they realised the significance of building near these rivers as well. Now downstream, looks more fishy, but look at the beautiful weed there. It's a stream of weed. Clear gravel because of the paste. That is pristine, and that's possibly with still herbicides and pollution going in there and sewage and whatever, but it's still with that paste in good condition, isn't it? Or it appears in good condition. The trouble is with rivers, as you should all know, river fishermen, it's not how pretty it looks, it's what's going on underneath the surface that really matters. Lovely spot. And that goes down towards underneath that commercial building, I think there. Just to really like to see something just a little bit different, isn't it? And relaxing. Of course, rivers like that are few and far between now. There's just a handful of chalk streams left now, and I understand that they're getting really thrashed for water abstraction now by the water companies, sucking the lifeblood out of them, which of course, as it's diluted the water, the sewage piles down and the runoff from farm pesticides and fertilisers is even greater, isn't it? Just think of it as a glass of orange squash. You know, you can put a little bit of orange squash in the bottom of a glass, you can pour it up, you can drink it, it's fine. You wouldn't want to drink a pint of orange squash, surely neat. I may be wrong. Anyway, another random section here. I popped over to another Hampshire city and looking at some military stuff, and got a little bit of information here for you.
Indian fight.
This is the traditional gear, though, is it?
Like when you're at camp and stuff.
Yeah, but these are like, I've done a few before. They're wool, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they're really itchy.
Well, they're not very. I don't know. They're not very itchy today. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite toasty, you could say.
And are they the traditional Napoleonic shoes?
No, no, they're not. I'd be surprised if you saw a Napoleonic soldier in.
Yeah. And they're renovating it, I understand, are they?
Yes, it is a redevelopment. So it's just tearing out all the cases and redoing the entire thing to remodernise it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's quite an old thing. So they're getting with the times, you could say.
Yeah, getting up there with the modern techno era.
Yeah.
So the coverage here, the history with the museum, they're covering not just Napoleonic. What is there different eras of the military that they're covering in the museum?
Today?
No,
Or
generally
like
in the museum when it is open. It's closed at the moment.
When the museum is open, it's basically a regimental museum, and it'll do all history from the Wiltshire Regiment, all history from the Berkshire Regiment, all history from the Duke of Edinburgh's Royal Regiment, and all, I'm pretty sure, history from the Royal Gloucestershire, Berkshire and Wiltshire Regiment.
Oh, I see, all between, yeah.
So it's all like regiments.
Regiments together.
Yeah. Local regiments, basically.
And this has always been a museum, or is it like a military academy before?
When it was first built, it was actually pretty small, and it was basically it's quite how it got the name the wardrobe. So it was basically commissioned by the cathedral, and it was quite a small building, and it had a lock on the door, and churchmen would go in there and put their robes on, and eventually. And that was the 13th, 14th century, and eventually they sold it off, and they got a new one, and it was built onto to make a manor house.
Oh, I see.
It
Yeah.
was owned by a few families, and then in the Second World War, it was used by the planning facilities for D-Day.
Oh, really?
And then it was made headquarters of the Rifles Regiment, and is now the Rifles Museum.
Ah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I shall have to come back and look inside the museum when it's done, because the lady was saying that they're renovating that. And do you know the armament on things like this? You should be able to explain this to us. What is this?
Japanese Howitzer.
A Japanese?
Japanese Howitzer. This was captured by the Royal Berkshire Regiment in 1945 in the Battle of Kohima.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There is another one similar.
Now, what would they have, do you think, because I can see the shafts there, what would they have pulled this with?
This was actually man pulled, so you could actually...
So these have, some poor soul's got to drag this lump of iron.
Basically, these would have had 3-man crews, or 2-man crews. There would be the loader would be quite a strong lad, and he'd be the one pushing it and also loading it. Then you had one person on this wheel, and one person on this one. This one would.
Oh, I see. Elevation.
Lift it.
What's the horizontal one? I've heard of it.
One basically turns it. That's it's a bit rusty, isn't it?
He's been out there, yeah. That must weigh something, man. That good lord. Now, is that an 8? Is that an 8 or something? What poundage is this? What they say it's a so and so. What's the munitions that would have gone down this?
I couldn't tell you that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that one, but it is there is another one in the back garden.
Is there?
Yeah, it's got.
Can you show us that one and tell us about it?
Yeah, show that one.
Because you've got all the information, haven't you, in there? All these original here, this?
Yeah, this is all original. This is the...
Oh, this is another one, yeah.
This is the second one. You can see it a lot better here.
Again, this Japanese one?
Yep, this is the same type, Japanese Howitzer, captured in 1944 by the Berkshire Regiment in Kohima. So that one...
Ah, there we go, here's the elevation.
Makes it go up. And this one, side to side.
How would they know what distance to go? I've always wondered that with those. You can look down it and shoot somebody horizontal from here to there, but when they're sort of lobbing it in the distance, I've always wondered.
It's all really you'd have to guess, just eye it really, because they didn't really have all that technology we have today.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. So it was just almost guesswork the first few rounds that went down.
And then once you've gotten the right thing, just shoot, really. So you can actually see some writing here, Japanese. There.
Oh, it's in Japanese. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Not that I understand it. It's like a takeaway to me. And then we got a plate here. What's that? That's what you were just saying.
Yeah.
There.
So that's
Royal Parks. Yeah. 44.
if you look on this wheel here, you can see where it's been affected by shrapnel. Here.
Oh, is that what there was? It's been attacked. Yeah.
That would be shrapnel, and you can see it.
That's gone straight through. That's a thick piece of metal. That's scary. Imagine what that would do to the human body there.
You can see it better on this side as well. Quite a few more holes.
Wow. Look at that. Could be travelling at some velocity, isn't that?
Yeah. So as I said before, this would be basically picked up. I'll show you. Pick it up like that.
Oh, I see. So it's balanced. It's balanced. Yeah. And that's the grips. That's the handholds for it. Yeah. Yes, as you say, you need a strong man to do a lot of the work. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
Some more history on the garden itself. That tree there, that is a...
That's really old, isn't it?
That's a copper beech tree planted in 1815 to commemorate the victory of the Battle of Waterloo.
Oh, really?
Since the forerunners of the Rifles Regiment was actually taking part in the battle.
Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. It's just something to amuse me, and in turn I hope it has amused you. Let us know in the comments page if you like these little wacky bits I put on the end. You know, as the winter nights start drawing in a bit, maybe I start putting some more up. I've got plenty left, and I'm still going out in the autumn as I do this one to look for some more new stuff. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors, and fingers crossed we get a film to you next week with some more random stuff in. I'm off now, so I had to repair a rod ring. I knew I shouldn't have used all that super glue.